Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2021 NFL mock draft video. Today, I'm going to break down the New England Patriots and what they're going to do with the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, if this is your first time here and you're a football fan, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, go ahead, ring the bell. That way you're notified of all my latest creations. Currently, I'm releasing a new draft video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Plus, I go live here on YouTube every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. On the YouTube show, anything goes. All questions are answered, and I answer your questions live on YouTube. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about the Patriots. First off, you can only guess what Bill Belichick is going to do. If you really think you know what the Patriots are going to do, I would say good luck to you, because to be honest, the Patriots are definitely one of the more unpredictable teams in the NFL draft. It wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots trade up, if the Patriots trade down. Anything could happen in this draft with the New England Patriots picking here at 15. However, in my mock draft, there is no trade, so I'm going to take a look at some of the holes the Patriots have. Now, keep in mind, for the first time in a long time, the Patriots have been very active in free agency and filled a lot of positions that I really didn't think they would fill. So let's take a look at some of the holes that are left on this team. First off, I'm going to look at the wide receiver position. Now, they did sign Nelson Aguilar. Julian Edelman will return. And my former draft crush, N'Keal Harry, will still be back for his third year. He's still developing. He's still growing. He had injury-riddled rookie season and was hampered last year, but this is still a player that could really help this team quite a bit. However, wide receiver is still a need, and both Alabama wide receivers are still on the board for some reason. Both Waddle and Smith will add something to this offense that it really lacks, and that's speed. You can't coach speed, but these two players have it. So either one of these two players makes a ton of sense here, because it adds a dimension that the Patriots really didn't address in free agency. Another hole, thanks to free agency, is losing starting guard Joe Thurney. Now, they did trade for Trent Brown, and a guy that I think that they could consider here would be Elijah Vera-Tucker. Now, he did play left tackle for USC, but he's better suited as an inside player in the NFL. Plus, he started his college career as a guard. This is a plug-and-play player. This is a guy, if you go ahead and you draft, you go ahead, plug him in, day one starter, perfect type player for the Patriots, especially considering last year he played at left tackle. Patriots really value versatility in their players. This is also a very good tackle draft, so there's several tackles that you may want to consider here, especially considering that Isaiah Wynn, a lot of people thought would be better suited as a guard. The Patriots started him at left tackle. While he has played well, you never know what the Patriots are going to do, and plus there's several tackles that right here at 15 make a lot of sense. Another position I think the Patriots could consider, something that wasn't addressed in free agency, is corner, J.C. Horn. This is a guy whose dad played in the NFL. This is a guy who has unique man coverage ability, and that's something Bill Belichick really, really wants. He can play inside, he can play outside with his size and athleticism. This is a guy who probably wouldn't start day one, but he'll contribute day one. He'll contribute in sub packages, and I think eventually take a starting job from one of the starters. Now, there was talk about Gilmore being traded, and if that's the case between now and the draft, then J.C. Horn right here is not only is it good value at 15, it makes a lot of sense. Another player to consider would be Elijah Molden. Now, this is a guy who's, I think, best suited in the slot, a special teams demon, something Bill Belichick also really likes. I think at 15, it's a little rich for Molden, but if the Patriots trade down, keep an eye on this player because this is somebody I think the Patriots would really target. Another player the Patriots could easily target would be a draft crush of mine, Xavier Collins. To be perfectly honest, this was going to be the pick when I set up my mock draft. This was going to be a player I'd go into the Patriots. It made a lot of sense. This is a Patriots type player, versatile, big, strong, fast, intelligent, everything that the Patriots would want. And it made a lot of sense to me for the Patriots to go in this direction. But when I looked at free agency, look at what the Patriots did. You signed Matthew Judon. You signed you signed Kyle Van Noy. Dante Hightower returns. Last year you drafted Josh Uche and Anthony Jennings. So linebacker's really not a position. As much as I love this pick, as much as I think it fits the Patriots scheme, I decided to go in a different direction. And sometimes when you're looking at the draft, you just take the obvious selection. Everybody knows about Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. If you are not aware, when Bill Belichick first became a head coach for the Cleveland Browns, his defensive coordinator was Nick Saban, so the bond between these two are big. So it makes a lot of sense for an Alabama player to be drafted by the New England Patriots, especially in a position of need. So with the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Christian Barmore, defensive lineman out of Alabama. Now, obviously, the Patriots could go in a few different directions, but the reason why I got Barmore here is that the Patriots don't have a difference maker on the defensive line. All right, and the three levels of defense, you got linebackers via free agency and last year's draft. You also got former NFL defensive MVP, and you also have Pro Bowl corner J.C. Jackson. But on the defensive line, you just got guys. You just got average guys. Barmore provides playmaking ability with size to add to a defense that's a pretty good defense already, but the defensive line really isn't that exceptional. I also like the fact that this is an MVP of the national championship game. Now, I want to be clear. I firmly believe Nick Saban's going to have a large influence on this pick. Is Saban and Belichick talking? You know they're going to, and he discourages the Barmore pick, then that's not going to be the pick. But I got to believe that you're going to go ahead and these two are going to talk, and I believe that's going to help influence Belichick on this selection. Now, why not wide receiver? You got Waddle and Smith that are available. Well, this is a very deep wide receiver draft. You already signed 2 tight ends. You signed Nelson Aguilar. And one little thing is that the Patriots have not had luck drafting receivers in the first round. That may or may not have something to do with it, but in my opinion, you get a deep threat later in the draft. Go with size and athletic ability on the defensive line. Belichick's an old school guy. I guarantee you he believes that football is still won in the trenches more than it's won on the outside. That's why I believe Barmore's going to be the pick here at 15. Now, let me ask you this. Did you like the pick? Did you boo me? It's okay if you did. Let me know what you thought. Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Oh, this is my opinion. I want to hear from you. Now, Friday, I'm going to preview the Arizona Cardinals and what they're going to do at the 16th pick in the NFL draft. So, hey, I will see you Friday.